Hey Summoners, how are you doing today? It's the B2. We're going to talk about Belladeon and why I'm going to call her a she. I guess they're all just monsters, kind of unigender, if you will, but I'm going to let you know why Belladeon is probably one of the most used mons in the game. You should make it very high priority, and we're going to talk about the way I've runed mine. There are multiple ways to rune her and to make her effective based on what you need. You could even have multiples designed for multiple runs. So we're just going to look kind of at a Dragon's Run here, the final of a Dragon's Run. And it's DB10, so I'm going to show you Bella in DB10 and how sustainable she is on the build that I have, that I specifically use her for Giants and Dragons runs. And I do a little bit of other stuff with her, especially in TOA. So we're just going to kind of watch this run kind of play out, and you get to see my team. Now, I know, look, B2, I don't have a Verdhile, I don't have a Taor, or whatever. Well, bad luck for you, man. Terrible luck for you, because I do have them, and I'm going to use them. You play the game long enough, year and a half, you're going to have a lot of these mons, and you know, it just is what it is. So anyway, we're coming up to the end of the run here. It looks like we're going to be successful. It does fail every now and then, just depending on how much Vero can double proc and remove the dots. The dragon does a lot of damage when you have dots on it. So there's the end of the run. Bella made it. My team made it. We're many successes, or much successes, as Borat would say. It's a 247, not the best time, but still good. And we end up with HP room with I don't even know what I'm going to use that for, but I'm going to keep it until I have time to deal with it. So let's go in and let's talk about Bella. Where are you, Bella? Let's scroll down. Boop, there you are. So you can see my stats. I have very low HP on mine, 15,000. Most people will get over the 20,000 range, and I'll tell you, I'll show you why. We have sacrificed that for a lot of speed and a lot of defense. And I think the defense, because there's not a defense break going on, and Bella's going to have if you have a high defensive rating, you're going to take less damage for sure. So if you can't do defense on there, then go HP and pump the HP up. You can never go wrong with that. So here's my spec. You're running at 212 speed, and I'll show you the runes. There's a Swift and an Endure for the extra resistance, and I do that because of TOA and some other stuff where you're going to need a little bit of resistance on there. So it's a personal preference of mine, and I've been farming dragons all morning, so you can see how I've got some new runes in there. Very, very picky. That's why my rune counts aren't total, like in the 50s, 60s, and 70s you see on some. Like if it's not 6-star, I'm pretty much not going to keep it unless it's the ultimate 5-star, right? Just because when you go from 5 to 6-star, the chances for bigger rolls on the substats are bigger, and that's what you really want to do. I don't want to spend my money investing in upgrading runes that aren't top quality. So, and I did that. I didn't do that at first. Like it took a while to get to that point where I'm at, and so you'll see a lot of mons still rune with 5 stars that I've spent on. But I'm not doing that as of a couple months ago. So let's talk about this in the 2 slot. Or let's go 1 slot. You can see on here I built in a little bit of HP, and speed again was what I was looking for on the main thing. If she's getting more turns, she's getting more heals, she's seizing more, which is her second skill. Absolutely phenomenal. So if you look, the first one's the defense, and that's pretty much 100% defense break, which is nice. It will get you a ton of damage, and that's why I use Bella as my healer most times. This attacks the enemy and removes all beneficial effects, and the target sees is paramount, especially in dungeons where the right tower in dragons, I should say, where the right tower is going to give that immunity, and you're going to snap that away and be able to put new dots on and defensive break and all the other cool stuff you want to do. And then, of course, the heal and the 30% attack bar buff. So those are the skills, and then the runes to support that. So back again, we looked at that one. I made this one. It's a 6-star, and it rolled really high on attack percent, which I'm not crazy about, and then of course there's a flat attack, a flat defense, but kind of a neat rune. But 14 attack and 15 defense, which I obviously have done a grind on that one. Third rune is a 6-star. It's going to go on full defensive. It's going to have an inset HP percent. Unfortunately, I couldn't raise that one. You can never raise that one. And it rolled high defense, and there's another speed sub. This rune will probably get replaced. It's not that great. It's not doing a whole lot except boosting the defensive way out of control. But you can again trade defense for hit points either way. So I'd probably look for a HP percent, defense percent, and a speed sub to replace this one. On the 4 slot, I have a defensive rune that's heavy defense, and it's got attack and HP, a little bit of resistance. And I had a weird grind for HP that I just went ahead and put on here to boost HP a little bit. And crit damage inset sub is not great. It's not really going to help her out a whole lot, but again, we'll look to replace this rune as well. On the 5 slot here, it's going to be a high HP. We did a speed grind on it. It has a high resistance, low HP, low damage, and accuracy on there. So I'm going to show you why I have the accuracy in a second and explain a little bit about that. And then, of course, in the top left slot here, we are going to go with an accuracy rune. And this can get replaced depending on how your subs are in there. And I'm going to talk about accuracy in a second. But we've tried to do everything we could to this rune to help it along, and it will eventually get replaced as well. But here's what I want to talk about on accuracy. See, my accuracy is only 55%. That is the floor. That is the minimum. That is the absolute bottom you would want on a mon that does anything, especially something as important as a second skill, which is that seize. To get those buffs off of the things that you're fighting will be incredibly useful to you in TOA as well. So I can use Bella in TOA, I can use her in Giants, and I can use her in Dragons. So, but with that 55%, like that's kind of. It won't affect the first skill because the first skill is 100% break, but that second skill seize, you're going to want that 55% up there. Trust me, it's vital, and I can't talk about it enough. So that's pretty much Bella in a nutshell. You saw how she works in the Dragons run at the end. You know, I would like to have more HP on this build and get her up over to 22k at least. I'd like to be able to replace the other runes with some accuracy subsets, and then of course replace that top the 6 rune with a something on the HP way. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you have gotten your Bella, and it's working out for you. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. Thanks.